So Karen and I recently went to see the Elvis movie, and I thought it was pretty good. Karen liked it. We're both Elvis fans, of course. We both go way back to the time when he was in his prime, and we know the history. It's a great movie, but it was reminding me, the nostalgia of the movie was reminding me, when this guy was the king of the hill, and he was the king of rock and roll, and he was the king of everything. And thinking back to that time, it was a wonderful time to be alive. And you know what? It's still a wonderful time to be alive. If you have one of these that's in this condition, it's 40 years old, over 75,000 miles. Today we have to check out, we just replaced the speedometer. We have to adjust all the logs now with the mileage. And we got that little gizmo that checks the mileage fixed at last. Now as another really hot day unfolds, it's always the same thing. Moving motorcycles around like a parking lot attendant. Now, a day like today when it's projected to be this hot and it's supposed to be in the mid-90s, and we're looking to get out as early as possible, get back as early as possible, get as much of this ride in the shade as possible, wear our white riding gear, gray riding gear, drink a lot of fluid, bring an extra bottle of water. We take every chance we have to make this an enjoyable ride. But it's enjoyable only when the bike is reliable and you don't wind up with maintenance issues somewhere down along the road. I like to always pre-flight the bike. I like to clean the bike. It's just me. I know some people don't, and sometimes those people get stuck on the road unnecessarily. Sometimes I get stuck on the road, so there's really no way to insure it unless you have that. What I always used to laugh, there'd be a gang of bikers riding around with somebody with a pickup truck following them. Well, I have to water the garden before anything happens, check out all the plants. We're still getting tomatoes out of the garden, still getting some vegetables. And this is just something Karen and I enjoy, and I love to share it. We share all the stuff with the neighbors, and we share the rides with our friends that hopefully they're at work getting paid big dollars to watch windy videos. But even if you're not, hey, watch it on your lazy boy. It's healthy.
Okay, you guys, now no fighting. No fighting. Come on. You can do it. You can.
The real feel 106, but it's only 97. But that's in the shade, and who would sit in the shade?
Coming.
Look at all these cast of characters here. Hey, come on, I fed you this morning. Let's go. Now in this really hot weather, we always feed the birds and the fish way more than normal, and they do us a favor by eating it. Now we got some dark clouds moving in, but it's supposed to be a couple hours before we get the rain. Well, I'm out riding. She's making salad for tonight. I think I'm going to turn into a salad bar. What a great sound to start the morning off. So the first thing I wanted to check is that the new speedometer, yeah, it's going to go back to 0 when I push the button. Yeah, there it goes. So that repair that we just did worked out perfect. And after my experience the other day, I'm being ultra cautious because they had multiple speed traps up on the same road. And today, because I don't have the Valentine working, I was just a little more cautious than I normally am. And as always, they're hiding everywhere. Now in the movie, Elvis bought his mother a pink Cadillac, and I was thinking, you know, maybe what he should have bought her is a couple of GS's, since she didn't drive the pink Cadillac anyway. She didn't have to drive the GSs, and then I could have got them at a reasonable price and got one for Luciano too. Would have been a good idea. Now the problem is letting these little maintenance issues go. Once you do, and the bike starts going downhill, and you stop polishing it every time you ride it, and the tires get a little old and bald, and it just all of a sudden it's a 40-year-old bike. Now this is a 40-year-old bike that I ride as if it were brand new and still under warranty. I like that. Now, actually, Elvis did own quite a few motorcycles over the course of his life. He actually gave some away. We found that out. And now, it would have been a lot nicer instead of the bikes he had if he would have bought up a bunch of GSs and RDs and then given them away to worthy people, worthy recipients like Luciano and myself. That would have been. Now, I always think there's a lot of things in life that are flashy and glitzy and everybody jumps on board and whatever. And then there's things that very quietly and subtly withstand the test of time. And this bike has withstood the test of time a lot better than bell bottoms. So look around your house or your garage and look around and see how many 40-year-old toasters or computers or cell phones or tools, I don't know, blenders. How many things 40 years later are still just as good as when they're brand new? And in my case, maybe a little better. Now these were a difficult set of wheels to paint with all the spokes and all the angles and edges and grinding, and put a lot of hours in them. It's all out on the channel, of course. You can search custom wheels, my name in quotation marks, and custom wheels. Well, this is not the only set we've done. We've done a lot more. They're all out on the channel. bike I've ever had since it's new, and I always wind up developing a special relationship with it. And that special relationship with this bike is now more than 40 years old. And boy, I have gone out of my way to try to maintain it and make it better than it ever was, and ride the wheels off it. Everybody knows 2 years ago, Karen bought me the MT-09 for my 75th birthday. And since then, Ray has gotten a brand new Kawasaki 400 for his birthday. And Vlad outdid us all. He got the second of 2 Buells for his birthday. Now, anytime I post up a GS video, I always get people commenting, responding, emailing, or just telling me at the meetups, oh, I had one so many years ago, and I loved it, and I sold it, you know, and I bought salami sandwiches with the money. And they all say the same thing. They wish they had it back. Now, one of the parts on this bike that's not the factory original part, I have the factory original part, the exhaust, but I always liked this exhaust. It's from an 86. It's a reasonable fit, but you have to make a bracket that connects that aluminum bracket to the muffler to retrofit it, and that's a very complex thing to do. I made it from carbon fiber. And just recently, when Joe Padula and I were riding our 2 matching Evil Twin GSs around, and wherever we went with them, everybody walks over and they say, oh my God, 2 of them, they're exactly the same. I think that's pretty funny. They're not non-evil twins. And back in the day when drag racing was, I think, more popular than it is now, at least around here, everybody wanted that engine for their drag bike. Boy, oh boy. And I'm sure a lot of these bikes lost their engine along the way. It's too bad. And the comfort of this bike, the combination of the seat, comfortable bars, really nice suspension that has stood the test of time. It still has all the stock suspension on it. And over the course of all the years, I would think it would have worn. It's just like brand new. Now, it was hot today and temperature-wise, but because we had a lot of cloud cover, it didn't feel as hot as it did, boy, the last week or so. But it's been a brutal summer so far, but we have gotten a ride. I don't think there's one day we've missed a ride, in fact. But like every day, it is time to head back to the farm, see what Karen's got going on, and feed the fish one more time. You didn't get any rain here? Just a little. The roads were wet in some spots, not a lot. Yeah, look, it's getting cloudy though. Coffee on the porch. So it looks like we were pretty lucky. The new speedometer works. I can zero out the mileage and having an, I think it's 80, 85. The thing is almost always pegged. It's unbelievable. I don't know. Maybe I got to get another speedometer for the 140. Just detailed. I try to keep the bike as nice as possible. Try to keep all the maintenance up. You know what? But for a bike with this much mileage, and it's got over 75 now, it's still a jewel. It's still a Rolex. I wish I was. So I'm just going to wipe Elvis off, put him back in the garage. Get him ready for his next pitching assignment. We don't know when that'll be. Every day's different here. We try never to have groundhog days whenever possible. And we try to make the most out of every day, no matter what comes our way. Keep the farm up. Keep the fish fed. Keep the birds fed. Get our exercise. Eat our vegetables. Edit our video. And, of course, share the adventure with you. And no matter what bike you enjoy, old bikes, new bikes, fast bikes, trials bikes, dirt bikes, Harleys, it doesn't matter. It's totally irrelevant. What matters is we all share this passion for motorcycling. And some people have more bikes than others. Some people have more expensive ones. But we are, whether we like it or not, we are kind of all brothers in the world of motorcycling. And sometimes I wish I had a bigger garage. Sometimes I wish I was younger, but I never regret the life that I've had with sharing my passion for motorcycling and the enjoyment I've gotten editing video and making videos, and the biggest thing of all, of having the wonderful supply of friends I've had my whole life. So thanks so much for watching.